Hey guys, it's Monday, and you know what time it is. It is time for a garden update with my garden journal here at Cultivate with Carl. And we are going to start out by looking at the strawberries because we have had a strawberry tragedy. It seems like strawberry tower number 2 has fallen, uh, partially involving my big butt backing into it. But I found out that when I looked into, once it spilled, I found out that the bottom two shelves were inundated with water. So they were basically rotting in place. So I don't really like the towers that much. I may have overwatered. I get that part. But I think I'm going to move these to the potato garden when the potato garden's done. So we'll see. I've already got the other tower. You're going to see where they're at in a second. But first, let's go and check out where do you want to start today? Let's go start with the compost. Okay, guys, here we go. Check this out. We have 2 compost bins. They're over halfway done. And now we have a third compost bin that's getting ready to be started. So I'm going to start it right there. We're just going to shift the compost from this bin into that bin. This bin goes into that bin. This bin will be empty, and I have a bunch of items donated by a neighbor over there to start the compost. So I think compost is going to be important starting next year if the fertilizer prices go crazy, and having a lot of compost on hand is going to be a wonderful asset. If you can see right there along the fence, I had to dig up the fence to prevent the dogs from getting out and add in some of my chicken wire, essentially. And that was so the dogs shouldn't dig under it. Well, I found out that while I was doing that, there were a bunch of bricks under there from when we had big dogs in the yard and they could really dig. Right now, my little dogs, the little dachshund response team, they just kind of shimmy under the fence if they could. And then, lo and behold, I've stopped that, but it took me a lot longer to dig that out than I thought. Here we go. Carrot bed. Carrots looking good. They're finally starting to get big. If you notice, I put 3 bell peppers in the carrot bed. The irrigation system works wonderful. So the irrigation system basically provided, I got most of it off of Amazon, but I also got a bunch of it off of from big box store. Here we go with the bell peppers. Bell peppers, everybody's doing good except for the 2 over there. This guy right here, look at that. There's a whole bunch of bell peppers on there. Now, this type is supposed to be a snacking bell pepper. I don't know what that means, but hopefully we'll get a bunch. Look at the blue sky behind me. What a great day. Now we go to potatoes. Now, the potatoes, you might be like, oh no, the potatoes are doing bad. But the potatoes are at the end of their life. The plants, anyway. So, when you get into here, everything's folding out from the center and starting to lay down. And we're going to see over here, remember we have 3 types of potatoes in here. One was a 75-day to completion, one was 80 days, and one was 90 days. And so that's about where all these plants are in aspect of their life. So here, now these are supposed to be Roma tomatoes. I don't know if they're Roma tomatoes or not. So, but they got a lot of plants on them, and they got a lot of tomatoes in there. So there's tomatoes underneath there, one right there, one right there. Yeah, so this thing's loading up. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of the determinate varieties. Hopefully, they're the same. This guy's 1, 2, 3 right there, 4. So the tomatoes are doing great. They're coming out of their tomato cage. I may actually have to throw a string up and trellis them on the trellis. If you look right here, this is going to be the Nordic red potatoes. And as you can see, the plants are dying. But that's what they're supposed to be doing at this phase in their life. These are the ones that are ready to come out of the ground in 2 weeks. Here is the Hossinator tomatoes. If you notice now, there's only 3 because I moved one over there. Today when I came out during the heat of the day, it was all wilted up. But now, the shade's coming out, and he is all perky. I gotta get the sun in y'all's eyes. Okay, there we go. Right here, this is a bell pepper plant. So let me switch around the direction so I can get the sun out from behind me. But here, let's just do this. Booyah. All right, here we go. Pickling cucumber, pickling cucumber, pickling cucumber, pickling cucumber. They are all getting ready to pop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be number 1. He'll be ready to go. He'll be ready to eat. 8, 9. There we go. So 9 pickling cucumbers about ready to go. This trellis method working out pretty good. I really like this, better than the Florida weave. Now this is not recyclable nylon. We'll have to pull all the plants out of it and either reuse it or throw it away. We won't be able to recycle it because it's got a lot of plastics in it. The other cucumbers are doing really well, and you can see how well they're doing if you look at it from this angle. So you got like pickling cucumbers, the straight 8s, and then the ones in the front, and they're making a really good they're really doing good. I'm pretty happy. I've got the irrigation system rolling in here, and I'm pretty happy with the way that that's going. So I also planted bell peppers here, and here. I had a lot of extra bell peppers. I'm getting ready to do the same thing with the tomatoes. So let's go over here. Squash plant doing awesome. I already got a squash off there, ate it last night with my steak, and it was wonderful. I actually got 2, but you can see here what we're getting ready to do. You see how the stem is green? We're getting ready to tag that to this pole, and we're going to let the squash grow up the pole, and then it will become like a palm tree essentially. And then you'll cut the leaves off the bottom, and then that'll be that. Zucchinis, they're starting to get some color finally. I don't know what's going on with them. These are crookneck squash. They're taken off. One of these is going to go up a trellis. The other one is going to stay at pot level. These 2 are just going to duke it out, and we'll see what happens. So over here, you've got these 2 zucchinis. Now, I don't know if you're getting a lot of wind. The wind's blowing pretty good. So I don't know if I sound okay or not. That one up there, not doing so well. Maybe it's because he's drinking a lot of wine. Gosh, I don't know. So here, the tomatoes are doing okay. So over there you can see the far plant, we're loaded up. These near plants are just starting to get flowers, and they're looking good. The ones in the pots seem to be doing a lot better, and so I don't know why. And here you go. We've got these guys. The trellis method is working pretty good. Some of the branches along the bottom are starting to yellow. I'm not sweating it this year. Last year I was freaking out. Every 10 minutes I was on YouTube. This year I'm just going to let them roll. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on my trunk that I use for a seat. See, a tree trunk, those are seats I use to look in the garden. So the flowers are doing good. Man, these turned out nice. I mean, that's some pretty colors. I really like these red orange ones in the front, but the purple ones are pretty cool too. And like this flower right here, this flower has a flower. These are the potatoes that are, I think they're the Quinnipiac. They're the ones that have the longest to go before they're done. These are the second longest to go before they're done. So they're not as in bad a shape as the ones down the way. The tomatoes in the pots are doing great. That one is blowing up. And so is this one. And so is that. Look how tall that thing is. Whew. Now, if you notice, I've got irrigation system coming off the fence. And so basically, down here, what happens is you take the hose and you plug it in right here. And then you turn the hose on and it goes down the fence and it sprays out of each one of those nozzles. And I put enough lead on both of them so that you can move the pots around. And it works out really good. It works out really well. You could go to, if you don't want to water like the potatoes, you can go to the individual head, just turn it, and then it stops. So we're gonna look over here. Just a nice pan so I don't get y'all motion sick. Just like my 8 billion hoses and my big fat silhouette. Here is where the strawberries ended up. So let's, oh, I can't zoom in or out in this mode. Well, let me see. I'll be right back. We're in normal video mode now. So this area was being prepared for next year. I was going to grow in here next year. That's why you see all the cardboard and the black soil, which is cow manure and shoot, that stuff you mix with your soil. Anyway, so this area was being prepped for next year. When I dug in there to actually put the strawberries in there, there were a lot of earthworms and stuff like that. So I don't know if the tomatoes are going to survive. They only get a few hours of sun every day in this area. So the ones along the back wall, they get sun most of the morning, and then like this time of day, it comes in and it'll be like this for a few hours. That may be enough. It may not be, but if you can see like way down there, there's a tomato plant. What I'm gonna do is I've got a bunch of the tomatoes and tomato ICU, and I'm gonna go ahead and start planting them around the yard. If you remember last year, we had the set of tomatoes that grew up in the middle of the yard. I'm getting ready to hoe that, and then I'm going to put the tomato starts in there. This is tomato ICU as it looks today. That's about all I have left. And that's a big old aloe plant that Glenn gave me. So, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more tomato and a few more pepper plants. Ooh. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put those 7 tomato plants in the ground, and then we're going to let it rip. So, I think that's it. I spent a lot of time yesterday and a lot of time today working in the yard. It looks a lot better. Got a lot less trash in it than it did before. And I got the fence dug out. That really took a lot. So, starting this week, it's going to be about, we're going to start harvesting. You know, you've seen the tomatoes. They're going to pop. The cucumbers are going to pop. The squash are already popping. I wish the zucchini would start going so I could have grilled vegetables, you know, get some zucchini, some squash. As it is, I'll just go to the store and supplement. But I'm not paying crap, right? So I've been in the house all weekend doing fun stuff, working in the yard, hanging out with friends. I haven't spent a penny. And it's been more fulfilling than paying to go out and eat out and stuff like that. So I'm pretty happy with working day shift. I'm enjoying the sun. I've got a set of woodpeckers that live up in the tree, and they've been duking it out with a magpie who's trying to take over their nest. So that's entertaining to watch. And as always, I got the dynamic duo, the Dachshunds of Death. They are ready to defend against the squirrels who outsmart them on a regular basis. It's kind of like Tom and Jerry. So that's about it. I'm going to get these uploaded so I can get the video published. And if you have any questions, you know, let me know. If you see anything I'm doing wrong or see something weird, leave a comment. Just leave a comment anyway. Just be like, hey, I'm leaving a comment. And that helps other people find the channel. I do have viewers that are outside of my friend circle. I think that's pretty cool. And we're going to keep going. So in the can right now, I have a video of how I made that irrigation system on the fence. And I'm going to put that together. And then I may do one on the compost. And I still have to do how I made my mistakes with my starts. Because I think a lot of the conditions of the tomatoes that you see now is because that's why they're so small. Is because when they were starts, I didn't do that properly. But we'll go over all that because I have most of that with pictures and stuff. So, anyway. But all right, well, there's your Monday update. You know, here's Carl signing out from Cultivate with Carl. And I always got to tell you, people, get a hobby. Get a hobby that you enjoy so that you can ward off stress and crazy life. And you'll live longer and you'll have a better time. And let's pan over to the Dachshunds. There they go. Oh, well, that's not very flattering. Right in the throat. All right, there you go. Gratuitous dachshund fight. So there you have it. tomatoes and violets. What a combination. All right, guys, we're signing off. It's Carl here with Cultivate with Carl. And remember, when the going gets tough, the tough get hoeing. Have a good one.